This podcast is brought to you in part by Academy Travel at MickeyVacations.com. Academy Travel is the official travel sponsor of the Pirates and Princesses podcast, and we can't recommend them enough. Go to MickeyVacations.com/PNP. That's MickeyVacations.com/PNP to get started on your next Disney dream vacation today. And now on with the show. Can you guess that sound? We're going to have a new game this week we're going to play. We're going to see if you can pinpoint the Disney park sound. And we're also going to have Disney news and rumors on this episode of Pirates and Princesses, so please stick around.
A pirate's life for me.
Oh, hello there. So glad you could come along.
I put a spell on you.
Grid is live. Initiate light cycle battle.
Welcome, foolish mortals.
For a safe trip, remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the cabin. Be sure to watch your children, and no smoking, please.
Welcome to the Pirates and Princesses podcast.
We're a different kind of Disney podcast. We do it our way.
We talk about Disney parks, Disney movies, TV, video games.
Anything Disney.
I'm your host, Thom Pratt.
And I'm your other host, Kam Pratt.
Okay. Welcome back to Pirates and Princesses. I'm your host, Thom Pratt, and I'm joined by my lovely wife,
Cambria Pratt.
Cambria Pratt.
I have to wait and see if you're going to say my name or not. I never
Okay.
know, because sometimes you do and sometimes you don't.
Okay, well, I didn't know if you wanted me to speak for you or not.
That's right.
So,
I speak for myself.
That's right. That's right. So we're going to play a new game that you came up with this week. We're going to do that later in the episode. Mm-hmm. And we're going to see if our listeners at home can guess where this sound came from.
Okay.
Somewhere in, they're all Walt Disney World?
All Walt Disney World.
All Walt Disney World.
Well, some of the attractions might be in both places. So.
Okay, so if you've never been to Walt Disney World, you might want to skip this game.
No, because there's some of these things are in Disneyland also. A couple of these things are Disneyland.
Well, I meant any Disney park. Like if you're listening to the podcast because you want to do this for the first time. Never mind, don't listen to me.
I don't listen to you.
Yeah, so
So
listen
why
to the
should today be different?
Listen to the sound effects. We're gonna do that later, though, right?
Yes, at the end. We'll do that at the end.
So you're gonna have to listen to this whole podcast first,
right.
Or
For
just
fun.
fast forward.
You have to listen to all this for the fun. Don't tell them to fast forward.
Don't fast
give them-
forward.
Don't give them clues and hints. No, don't tell them how to
Give them an out.
Yeah, don't give them an out. I mean, that's like when you wanted to marry me. I made sure I didn't give you an out. So, anyway, okay. So we're gonna talk about news and things. News and things. So we got a list here, and the first thing on the list I cannot really talk about because. But I can.
Okay.
But
so
you can talk about the next thing on the list.
I'll talk about the next.
Okay, so everybody's excited today because apparently they're going to have a new Dooney and Burke bag coming on April 13th, and finally it is the Orange Bird.
I'm excited.
I'm sure. Well, you would carry that bag.
I probably would if it came in like a man purse style, like a man purse,
like a man purse style. That's a man purse.
Yeah, like on Friends, like the Joey man purse.
Man purse.
Yeah.
Well, they're gonna have a Orange Bird Dooney and Burke bag. It is like a royal blue background, or almost a navy. It's a bright blue background, and then there's orange birds and oranges on it. So the orange and the blue,
cool.
They're opposites in the color wheel.
Right.
So that's going to be coming out, I guess, supposedly on April 13th.
Okay.
Don't know prices yet. It looked like there's a satchel style, some kind of tote style, and then like one of the wristlet type, Wally looking feet type ones that are coming. So there's that. Now the next one you can talk about.
Yeah, I guess so. There are cranes up behind the France Pavilion for the Ratatouille attraction. Now I tried to sneak in there.
Yeah.
A month or so
Don't
ago,
do it. Don't
and
be a Tom.
don't do that because they chased me out of there.
No,
and
not
then
just that. They followed us halfway.
Followed
through
me
the
through
showcase.
Morocco. Yeah,
I was like,
it
what
like a
is
spy
going
movie.
on?
And they wanted the camera, and we were actually live streaming, and they're like, you have to delete that, and I'm like, I can't delete it. It's live. So anyway,
but again, he was not in the area he was not supposed to be.
I wasn't in the cast member area. I was actually on a little walkway. Didn't say you couldn't go there. And I was just trying to get a look at the, now they had the typical Disney, fake tree fence up where they paint the fake trees on it. But you could see some construction vehicles back there, and now they have cranes. So they're getting serious. But as I understand it, Ratatouille is going to be behind the France Pavilion, so there'll actually be like like more France. You're going to go around
Right.
the corner to Ratatouille, which will be pretty interesting because I think if it's like Paris, they'll probably have some other restaurants and shops. They'll probably have a Gusteau's and.
Well, yeah, I can't think they wouldn't do something Gusteau's, but
Right.
So now they have cranes up there. So now there's cranes there, cranes over for behind Universal Energy for Guardians of the Galaxy, and there's cranes up different places for like the gondola cars, the what they call it,
The
Skyliner.
Skyliner,
My
yep.
mind went blank.
There's cranes
So-
everywhere. I mean, it's so funny
there's
because
cranes all over the place over there.
everybody used to joke about the cranes.
The Riviera has cranes up there too.
Yeah, I mean, Disney World right now is definitely a major construction site, and everywhere you go, even down the highway, it's construction
Cranes. Like,
everywhere.
It joked that in Pennsylvania the state flower is a construction cone, but down there it must be a crane.
Yeah.
So yes, they have cranes up behind Ratatouille. Bio Reconstruct on Twitter posted the pictures of it, and so I shared that onto the Kingdom Insider. So if you want to take a look at that, also we had previously put up some stuff where they were putting the foundation in for the Guardians of the Galaxy attraction. You can see that. If you go to thekingdominsider.com, you can see that stuff on there.
Yep.
Okay, next one you know about.
Yeah, well, actually, now there's a bit of an update to this. Today, I guess they said that they're actually doing it early. They actually had one of them walking around. Pandora, they're going to be bringing, well, they already brought them, I guess. They're not actually the AMP suits from Avatar. They're other, they're utility
Yeah, they're
suits.
not as big as those.
Right. Now they actually have, but they're the mech suits that they had
Right.
in the movie, except these are the smaller versions of it. It's basically a cast member on stilts.
I think it is, yeah, with the legs.
But
Fake
it looks cool, and it's something very different for Pandora because there haven't been any characters.
Well, I just wanted to say, because they had a video up on the Parks blog, they were really pushing this, and I didn't know they had them up today, so we'll have to see if we can find some information about that. But they had these actors, the cast members training in these suits, and they were having them answer questions and point out different things, and I had to laugh because nobody cares. I mean, everybody goes there to ride the rides and they leave.
Yeah, pretty
is
much.
it.
I mean,
and Disney must know that. So now they're trying to put these characters or actors
Right.
out there to try to engage people to talk about the here's all the money and I mean
Here's all the money
here's all the
we
money
spent.
and all the Imagineering we did to reimagine this planet, and you're not even asking us what this plant is because they don't care.
I mean, that's the truth. I mean, the truth is, I mean, Pandora is amazing. I mean, we've gone before just to walk around, just to take pictures of the fake vegetation and
And at
all
night,
that.
it's beautiful.
It's beautiful at night, but most people, they're just making a beeline for the rides. That's
They
all they
go
care
for the
about.
rides, they get
Flight
hit
of
the rides,
passage,
and they
that's-
leave.
that's it.
And
Yeah.
and they just, I mean, first of all, the movie was how long ago? Avatar's
Yeah,
how long
we're
ago?
talking almost 10 years now.
It wasn't really that great of a movie to begin
No.
with. I mean, it was impressive supposedly for the 3D effects, but that was about it. And people just like, it's not like it's a Star Wars or something like that, where people are really invested in it, or like even like a Pixar or Toy Story, where people are invested in it. It's Avatar, and no one really cares about it anymore. And so they're making up this whole suit and the whole position to basically be like, people here care about the work we did. You're not noticing all the expensive like little things we have hidden here, so we're gonna have an
Look
actor
at these
to point them out.
mushrooms. These mushrooms cost $2,000
I mean,
each.
these
and
mushrooms are this from this planet, and they're used for this, and this in our imaginary
Right.
world.
Yeah, I mean, people wondered, originally when they did this, if they would be able to bring the Na'vi, because technically you only see one Na'vi in the whole land. You see the Shaman of Songs.
We have you see the animated ones with CGI.
Yeah, but I mean,
ones
as far
on
as like an actual physical Na'vi, the only one you see is the Shaman
there.
of
They're really
Songs.
big.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
I
that's
don't even
if
know
they
if you
were.
could do a stilt walker for that one.
I don't know. The only thing I could think is if they had like, at some point had another like remote control, maybe kind of like Turtle Talk with Crush, but actually had a Na'vi animatronic that somebody,
Oh, that could go bad really quick. some
control.
some
I don't know.
interference. Someone stepped on. Some
Yeah.
interference. Like
Well, I
five
mean
people are
walking around,
injured.
but maybe they could like sit it in a chair or something, and it could be
lounge
like,
chair with a ball hat.
yeah,
Thing of sunscreen.
Yeah, it
a
could
Dole Whip. They can
Dole
talk
Whip.
about stuff.
yeah, it could be like the Shaman of Suds or something, and give him a beer, like one of those beer hats. He's been
That's right, Shaman of
Americanized.
Suds.
Yeah, Shaman
I
of
just
Suds.
think it's funny because the whole point of these, which I'm sure they're really cool looking, but the whole point of them, I think, is just because people aren't appreciating the wonder and the creativity and the massive amount of money they spend on details. So we got to point those details out.
I'm wondering if the purpose isn't to block people from running over each other to get the flight of passage. Like they bring out the robot guards.
I don't think they will. I don't think they'll bring it out until after that because it's too dangerous.
Yeah.
Potential injury, and we know that they don't like potential injury possibilities.
No, because that's potential lawsuit.
Potential lawsuit. So
And, those are bad.
So they're actually pretty neat looking, but it looks like it's like the legs look like they're fake legs, and it's like on stilts. I'm guessing that's what it looks like. It was funny though in the video too. There must be something they don't want you to see because the one whole wall they blurred out.
Yeah, you said
So I'm
you
like,
thought
is
it
that
was
the
Star Wars. Yeah,
wall?
probably.
Because they had it all blurred out because like their shop they're building this stuff, and I'm like, I wonder if that's Star Wars. But anyway, other news. Toy Story 4, we have a release date for that. It is going to be June 21st of next year.
Okay.
So, of course, they're going to, because we've got Toy Story Land, they're doing the Pixar stuff in Disneyland, so we have to have the Toy Story finalized.
Well, I guess the plot, from what I've heard, is that Woody is going to go looking for Bo Peep. Because she was missing from the last movie.
Yeah, she was, actually.
So she probably wound up in a yard sale somewhere. So he's got to go find Bo Peep.
So that's coming next year?
Yeah, yeah.
So, okay, so this one, I didn't do a story on, you did. So, want to talk about that?
Mobile Order is coming to Disneyland. Now, this is pretty interesting because, Mobile Order, they rolled it out pretty quickly in Disney World. They, if you haven't used it yet, you basically order your food from counter service location on your phone, and then you theoretically go pick it up when it's done. Although I've heard many people who have used it said that
it's really slow.
It's not actually done when you go pick it up. They basically start making it when you hit I'm here, and it's really no different than waiting in line for the food.
I haven't tried it, but that's what we heard.
Well, we haven't tried because we usually do the dining plan. It wasn't until recently that they allow you to use the dining plan with it. Now, Disneyland, they haven't announced which restaurants are going to use it, but it's going to be the same kind of thing. And it's kind of funny because Disneyland is actually starting to adopt more of Disney World's features because they have the Max Pass now, which is like Fast Pass. So I have to wonder how long until they just bite the bullet and do the magic bands.
People were mad about this, though. I saw people talking about it, and they said, why are they trying to make Disneyland the same as Disney World? They said that Disneyland was always different than Disney World. It was different experience, different everything, and now they're starting to try to make it like Disney World. And the Fast Passes and the magic bands are great. Don't get me wrong, I like them. I think they do help. But I also think they cause a lot of problems. Yeah,
I think Disneyland is definitely it's kind of like I said, I've said this before with Disneyland. Hopefully, you guys will find out this year if we'll go out later. But it's very old school. It's like stepping into a time machine, like going back to Disney World in like the 1980s, because they're still using paper tickets. They still have paper fast passes. It's definitely they still have a lot of the attractions that they don't even have in Disney World anymore. So it really is sort of like stepping into a time machine. And I think people are like, it's going to lose the charm if it becomes
that's what they're thinking.
The same thing as Disney World.
And Disney World, you kind of need that because it's so big and it's it's such a they have their, and honestly they're tracking you, which is kind of creepy. But I can understand because they want to know where people are. That probably helps determine wait times. That probably helps determine a lot of things.
Right.
But that works for Disney World because it's so big.
Yeah.
But Disneyland, it really doesn't need it at this point.
No, but they're pushing too because they've got that new hotel that they're building. They're knocking down about a third of downtown Disney.
And it wasn't that big to begin with.
No, it wasn't that big to begin with. And so they're knocking that down to put up this new hotel that's got the monorail going through it, which reminds me of sort of the deluxe resorts at Disney World. And the problem is with Disneyland, unless you build, because they're trying to bring more people in to stay for like a week. I'm like, unless you build a third park, I don't think that's going to happen. Are they
going to be doing a different monorail then? Because the monorail, as you said there now, is more like a ride in itself. It isn't really like a...
Yeah, but it goes around like the Grand California, and it goes... it makes a loop,
okay.
Yeah, it does.
I haven't been there, so we're hoping to fix that soon.
It's not long distance transportation like the monorails in Disney World. I mean, it basically is it's basically a glorified people mover, but it still does make the loop around. But Disneyland's not nearly as big,
no.
So it can go around both parks and the hotels, and
so
it's not a big deal. Yeah,
I wouldn't know because I haven't been there.
Yeah,
yet.
It doesn't go to. It goes by Grand California. It does not go to the Disneyland hotel. There's actually, like I said, the monorail station is out a little bit, and then they have they have like the AMC theaters, and that's the stuff they're knocking down. So the stuff when you first walk into Downtown Disney from the Disneyland hotel side is what's getting knocked down. So it sounds to me like they're going to plop another hotel down right in front of the Disneyland hotel.
Well, I'm pretty sure they're moving them. I've been seeing places they're saying they're going to relocate this here, relocate that there. So things are still going to be, they're just going to be relocated.
Yeah.
So we'll have to look into doing a story on that at some point.
They don't have much room to relocate.
Yeah, I know.
So they'll have to figure it out. But I think they're trying to make it like that week-long resort, again, to maximize profits. Like, people come in for a week and...
It's still only 2 parks. It's not really
that's not... In Disney World, you've got 4 parks, 2 water parks. You've got, their Disney Springs is like 10 times the size of Downtown Disney. So, it's going to be really hard for them to do that unless they build another gate. I think that's the only solution they really
they
have.
have room for another gate.
I don't think they do unless they bought...
Well, they are the one Star Wars Land.
Yeah, which there's room in Disneyland if they go outside of the railroad circle to
You said
build.
there's like little places they could put outside the hub, like in the circle. They could little places, but not like a whole big, huge third, gate.
No.
But anyway.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, well, I mean, Disney having like unlimited money could just buy out all the hotels around them and say, you know what, we're going to buy these 6 hotels and knock them down, and that's where we're going to put...
Great, and then there's no hotels for people to stay.
Disney's hotels.
But there's not enough room in just 3 hotels to take care of all the people.
Then you jack the rates up.
But there still isn't enough room.
Well, then you build another hotel. You build 4 hotels in 3 parks. I don't know.
Speaking of Disneyland also, apparently, according to the parks blog, there is going to be a Doctor Strange, Doctor Strange is going to be coming back to Disney California Adventure. They don't really have anything about it. They said sometime soon. They don't really say what they're doing. The guy in the picture actually looks quite a bit like him. I was, he's pretty close. But that's coming sometime soon. No idea exactly when.
They're trying to get the Marvel characters in there as fast as they can because they have Black Panther there until they get the Spider-Man ride done and they have Marvel Land or whatever they're going to call it.
Yeah, well, they're doing that. They're doing these little lands. They're really adding another gate, kind of they can, but they're expanding.
Well, that was it. The last major expansion they had at California Adventure was Cars Land, and they had to kind of go south a little bit to build that. And even now, like, they're not getting Toy Story Land, but they just rethemed an existing land for Pixar. So
yeah, so I mean,
and this is like Bugs Land, the Bugs Life Land. They're knocking that down and turning it into Marvel. So
they're updating it. They're just taking away other things. As long as they don't take away the classic stuff, we'll be good. Okay, this is kind of neat. These were things that were like, I wouldn't say they're rumors because they had pictures, but the other day, someone spotted part of the Alien Swirling Saucers ride going into Hollywood Studios. It was it's like a bright green, looks like almost like a Saturn planet or whatever, and it was on a truck, and these things were huge. And if you look at the concept art for the ride, they're like in the middle. It looks like they're either on the outside edge or they're in the middle of the like the platform that the ride's on.
Okay.
But these things are gigantically huge, and there's pictures of that in the Kingdom Insider. That they were someone caught pictures of them driving that into Hollywood Studios, so they're pretty cool.
Yeah, the coloring is now. I was gonna say it looks very 90s, but yeah, the first Toy Story took place in the mid 90s. But like everything's the green and purple, like day glow colored,
Well, that's what this looks like.
Yeah,
this looks like what you'd expect from Toy Story. And then also there are some pictures leaked of Galaxy's Edge props being brought into Hollywood. I think they're Millennium Falcon ride props. It's not a big deal. Most of these little boxes, little like consoles. I'm not even sure how they got the pictures. Probably not in an appropriate manner. But they had pictures up, and we put those up on the Kingdom Insider as well if you want to see some of the stuff that's coming in. Also, one more thing before we do our game. Sweet Spells is closing permanently on April 16th.
Yep, and we talked about that before, the rumor that they were going to close it down because they're not actually building, which is so weird, they're not actually building a Toy Story or Pixar gift shop in Toy Story Land, so apparently they're going to turn that into... So maybe if it comes out the back, like we talked about.
That's what I can think of. I'm thinking if they close the front up, make it look like a storefront that is like, to fit the theme of the street, but it closed off and then have the backside open.
Looks like
into Toy Story, into maybe that backside. Well, I don't know. Is that not really even? Is that Toy Story Land area? I'm trying to picture it in my head.
Yeah.
No, really, no. It's
really.
kind of the. It's kind of over by the launch bay and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, so I don't think
I don't know. So there's basically they're putting a store there because they don't have a store apparently in the land that they had planned. Or they did, but because they're going to put Al's Toy Barn in there and they had to cut it.
Yeah, people said that was a budget cut. I'm actually thinking it's more of a size thing because I think the Slinky Dog coaster, looking at the original concept art, I think the final version is actually longer than It was originally, I think it was going to be like a barnstormer type ride, and then the current one is going to be like majorly long. I think it's because people are complaining about Seven Dwarfs Mine Train being
It is really short.
so short.
My
it's
kids
like,
actually like Thunder Mountain better than
I
Seven
love
Dwarfs
that.
Mine
Yeah,
Train.
yeah. The Mine Train. The last couple rides, we complained about that before too. The last couple attractions that Disney built until recently were like very, very short. And I think it was just to get people through as fast as they could. But that's how disappointing is that to wait 2.5 hours to ride a 1.5-minute roller coaster.
I don't know. Start asking people when they get off of Mine
It's
Train.
like, was
We're
it
down
worth
there
it?
next time.
Was it worth it? I mean, seriously,
But,
like, I don't.
So yeah, so Sweet Spells, and this is at Hollywood Studios. It's going to be closing in about a week. So you're going to need to get in there if you want to get it, and then they're going to turn it into a Pixar store.
Yeah.
So that's all the news I have for right now for this. So we can play the game.
Okay. Shall we play a game?
Don't do that again. As Tristan would say. Okay, so I have 6 clips.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a clip. I'm not going to tell you where it is. You're going to have to guess where it is, write it down.
I have to guess, or they guess.
They can guess. You can get. Well, you have the answers right in front of you, so
Yeah,
you don't
I know,
get to
right?
guess. So they can guess, and then next time we are on for our next show, we'll give you the answers, and we'll do this every so often. We're not doing it
Okay.
every time, but
So you're gonna have to tune in for the next episode.
to get the answers to see
Yeah.
if you're right. So hopefully this will work on the microphone. If I hold it here, should it work?
Yeah, it should work. Speakers on the
Where's-
bottom.
Right here.
Yep.
Okay. So here is the first one. There's number 1.
Wow. See, I never would have guessed that.
You
Based
never
on
would've
that,
guessed?
no. I'm looking at the answer and I'm like, really? Okay.
Okay, so here is anybody who's really good will get these. I wouldn't have got it either. I'm not that good. So here's number 2.
Okay, that one I might have actually got because I can hear the background music.
Yeah, I think we'll get
Yeah.
that one. Okay, so here is the third one. And this one I had trouble finding, even though I know we have a video of it, but I didn't know where I had it off the top of my head.
I would have guessed that.
That one, I think that's an easy
Yeah.
one. There's only one place you can think of that sounds like that. Okay, fourth one. This one's
Rapunzel's
kind of hard to hear.
bathroom.
Rapunzel's bathroom. Depends.
Rapunzel's
Or
bathroom.
the inside, or the inside out dogs
Yeah,
available.
yeah.
The hot dogs available there. Okay, this is what, number 4. That was kind of hard to hear.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a hint. It was in Hollywood.
Okay.
All right. This one I thought was pretty easy. I thought that was pretty easy.
Yeah.
I hope this shows up on here. And the last one is going to be hard. There we have it.
It's the last one's gonna be hard because some people may not have seen it.
I know, but
Yeah,
I made
so-
some hard ones and some easy ones.
Okay, well we'll see if you
It's a
guys.
challenge. That's the point.
If you can get all 6, you get our hearty congratulations.
Especially that one because it didn't come out very clearly. Hopefully they all came out clearly.
No, we'll see. We'll see. We'll
If
hear
not,
about
maybe
it.
Maybe Tom can do some creative editing.
Magic editing.
All right. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Nope, I am done.
Oh, we are going to be down there.
Yeah, we are. We're gonna be the 19th through the 22nd.
We're going to be at Disney World because we're going to attempt to do a 5K, which I don't think we have a problem with, other than the fact that my feet, I have that plantar, was it fasciitis, whatever it is, the thing that makes your feet hurt really, really bad, and that might be a problem. So other than that problem, I think we can do it.
Okay.
so
Well,
we'll see.
yeah, we're gonna try. So we'll be down there. Yeah, we're gonna be there for the Animal Kingdom 20th too. So
Yes, that's the plan.
yeah, that is the plan, the current plan. We'll see if that changes or not. But all right. So follow us on Stitch and iTunes, and you can
On Stitch.
on
Follow us with Stitch.
Stitcher, whatever that thing is called, the podcast
If you
thing.
follow on Stitch, does it smell like onions?
Yeah, it does. It's disgusting. Like us on Facebook, on YouTube. Go to thekingdominsider.com. That's our blog. You can check that out. And yeah, if you have an email, shoot us an email at piratespodcast@gmail.com.
Of course they have an email. Those people have an email.
Well, if you have an email, a nice email to send us, you can send it there. Okay.
So you want to send emails.
Right.
Not if you have an email.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, like that. Okay.
Okay,
Goodbye.
Yeah. Bye.
Pirates and Princesses is a production of Clownfish Studios. We are an unofficial Disney podcast, not endorsed or affiliated with the Walt Disney Company. You can visit us on the web at piratesandprincesses.net. That's piratesandprincesses.net. You can shoot us an email at piratespodcast@gmail.com. That's piratespodcast@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you for listening and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.